Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Woods and I am a second year pharmacy student at Idaho State University. I'm at the Pocatello campus and today I'm going to be talking about what's going on in COVID research for the university. So right now, within Idaho State University, we're looking at, a professor and I are looking at the long-term effects of COVID within the human body, and we're looking at pathways that it affects that are recently discovered, recently being within the last 2 decades, and their effects on that, and long-term effects that stem from an inhibition of that pathway. And so I think it's a really exciting and interesting opportunity due to the fact that there's so much misinformation out there on the growing pandemic, and it's really quite important to me and other classmates that I've noticed to be able to get it directly from the source by talking to experts in the field who have the research, who understand, and who have a whole new just expertise to add. And so it's really interesting to learn about COVID within an PharmD aspect, because you're learning about, one, how it applies to yourself as a pharmacist and future pharmacist, and two, you're looking at how it's going to affect your patients, and why it's so important to continue to be taking the safety protocols necessary upcoming and through the vaccines that have been released. And so I'm working with one of the professors on campus, Dr. Habashi is his name, and we are looking at, like I had previously said, long-term effects of COVID. With that, there are several different fields that we can go into to look at it. It's so fascinating. From a emotionally removed and scientific mind, COVID is very fascinating, and the way that it affects some and doesn't affect others, and just the way it affects everyone. And so we're looking specifically at the ACE2 pathway, which is something that's been very recently discovered, and how its inhibition of the cell proliferation pathway. We're looking at, potentially looking at the male infertility that will stem from COVID and the possibility of that, and also looking at what that means in the long term. We know now that it does do certain things to fertility, to cardiac tissue, to lung tissue, and we're looking into potentially cancer as well. But we're also looking at, so what are these long-term implications and how significant will they be? And so it's really exciting to be working with people who are experts in their field, who have traveled from all over the world to provide a top-notch education for Idaho State University, and learning specifically from the mouths of those who are best suited to know what's going on right now when there's increasing information coming out, and it seems to be so many different sources, and a lot of conflicting views, and a lot of different information, and sometimes it's just pure information overload that we're getting. And so the research aspect of ISU with the COVID niche that we're looking at, and how it will affect the rest of society, and also what we can do about it, is a really interesting aspect that Idaho State's providing, an interesting aspect of pharmacy that I look forward to continue to be able to research. And I thank you for your time.